What's going on?
We're alive, if that counts.
Yeah. Are you only broadcasting on YouTube?
I thought that's what you wanted to do.
I thought we were gonna do all of them and then tell people we're gonna do.
Hang just one motherfucking minute. And now.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you're right. You're right. My apologies, dude. I don't even know what day it is. We don't.
It's Friday.
It is, but it's kind of like day 6 of the apocalypse.
Day 6 of the apocalypse. For you guys, yeah. For me, it's like same day.
Yeah, it's dude, it's been a weird fucking week.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a couple people on now. I guess we gotta tell people we're gonna start winning off of Facebook and go directly to YouTube.
Yes.
So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way, you guys don't miss us.
Yeah, we've learned that YouTube is not exactly the most user friendly, right? Is that the way to put it?
Yep.
They don't exactly support the agenda that we're trying to achieve. So we're gonna dip out from that bullshit.
Yeah. So make sure you click subscribe onto our YouTube channel. That way we can, or you guys can catch us on every episode here.
Yeah. If you care, subscribe to YouTube, because next time we tune in, we're not going to Facebook. Like we're done. We're done with Facebook. We're not going to continue to, the 2 people watching or 12. We don't want to make Facebook money. We're gonna take our business elsewhere.
Dude. Oh, hey Mike, what's going on?
Well, Mike, you could prove your love and come on again, because we never got to finish. But I'm very happy to see Mike survived the ice apocalypse of 2021.
Yeah, man, that was crazy shit. You guys will have to, later on in this podcast here, we'll have to talk about it a little more.
So that's why we didn't come on last night. I apologize to everybody. Last night we had power. To be honest, I really didn't fucking want to. Like,
I get it.
Dude, I was so tired.
Yeah. So, as everyone noticed, we have a special guest tonight.
So this is Kurt. I've known him for, I don't know, 15, 16 years?
Probably 15, 16 years now.
We met back when he was in college. And anyhow, he has worked for every multi-million/billionaire rocket company on the planet.
So working closely with rocket scientists, huh?
Yeah, so Elon Musk, I worked for SpaceX for 3 years. I worked for Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic for about a year. And I worked for recently Jeff Bezos, the same guy that owns Amazon.com, for about a year recently.
Wow.
I've worked for all 3 of the space billionaire private rocket companies in the last year.
That's incredible. So that's quite the experience you got there. So what, I guess, can you talk about a lot of this stuff?
Yeah, so I went to school basically to be an A&P mechanic. So I went to SDC in Waco to be an A&P mechanic. And I kind of fell into the SpaceX job, which McGregor is like a suburb of Waco. So I was a propulsion technician from SpaceX to McGregor for about 3 years. And then I met my wife and moved to San Antonio, and I was in the oil field for about a year. And then I kind of ventured back into the rocket technician position. We went to Mojave, California, and worked for Richard Branson for about a year.
Oh, that's cool. Richard Branson, he's Virgin Atlantic. Is that him?
Yeah. So Virgin's got, Virgin Mobile, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Galactic. They have Virgin Oceanic. Virgin has all this, Virgin's crazy.
They're huge.
But I worked for Virgin for about a year, and we didn't like living in California. Being from Texas, like their views are way different, obviously.
Right.
Came back to Texas, and then came back to Jeff Bezos in far west Texas. They have the Van Horn which the job was awesome. The pay was great, but Van Horn, Texas is kind of a shithole. So came back to San Antonio, and I left a lot of money, to be honest, but it was a cool job, but we didn't want, I was away from my wife and son for so long. So I came back, and
Yeah.
I'm happy now what I'm doing. Now I work for Customs and Border Patrol in San Antonio.
So he works on fucking helicopters and he tunes them up, does everything that they need to do as far as all the annual certifications, the hourly certifications, all that for Border Patrol. So he's kind of being modest, but he's gone from literally. I lived with him in his house, dude. Like literally, he bought a house. Okay, so let's backtrack. When we met, we lived in condos, right?
Okay.
So picture a row of condos, which you can picture easily.
Right.
The end condo was mine, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 condos back were his. And I lived with a group of people that it was me and a girl and my buddy and a girl. Well, they drove past his condo and said, we want to meet them. Okay. And they brought them over. And long story short, he's worked like before SpaceX was cool. He worked at SpaceX. Like
that's badass, man.
Like long before that. So
SpaceX is quite a phenomenon. It does things that you can't even dream of doing in such a short period of time. Yeah. I guess short period of time from me knowing that they were around, but they probably were working behind the scenes for a long time.
If you lived in Central Texas, you knew who SpaceX was.
Really?
But as far as media is concerned, right? Like it's not. My stepdad still lives in Waco, and he'll make a Facebook post to this day. SpaceX is getting fucking lit. Like they will rattle everybody's world.
You can hear it for sure. Like I remember the times that I wasn't on shift, or like I went home and took a shower, went to bed, and like I went to sleep, and like SpaceX woke me up. I live like 29 miles away, and I could like it made literally my pictures on my wall like fell off because SpaceX is testing.
Yeah, it's not.
That's so testing engines and whatnot.
Like, work is still there, like waking you up.
Dude, that's not an exaggeration. Like the rockets, I don't think people understand. Obviously, if you live in Florida or one of the launching stations, you understand this. But people watching them on Facebook, which is, let's be honest, where everybody fucking watches everything, dude, it's another level.
That's crazy.
It will shake your foundation to the core. Like,
well, I mean, that makes sense because I mean, they need to test this stuff, right? Just to make sure it works. I mean, you don't want anything to happen to obviously humans that's going to be catastrophic. So, yeah, I'm glad they're doing all these crazy tests.
So, Landon, okay. Landon wants to know if this is a new haircut.
I haven't had a haircut in a long time.
I mean, you do look a little bit different. It's like, is Eurasian a weird thing? Long hair, but I mean, dude, your hair is long as fuck. It's like you're Jack on the Titanic, but
yeah. My wife's like, "You want to cut your hair?" I said, "No."
I think it looks good.
I'm like, just leave it. I don't care.
No, it's good. I think it looks great. So we're going to tap into him in a little bit because physically and metaphorically, I want to know a little bit more, but how are you guys up north?
Fine. Normal. It's not that cold. Ice was actually melting quite a bit today. It was like 37.
So
I like what 42 here,
dude. I'm sure everybody watching has heard about the Texas shit. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Do I need to like dive in?
No, I can hear you pretty good. Right. Yeah, I mean it's wild. You guys aren't built for this stuff,
dude. When we first started this on Thursday of last week, not this past, but the week before, I headed home. Right. And it was slow going then. Like I went about an hour and then ice started. And I want everybody to understand, I'm not talking shit on the northern folks because I love all y'all northern people, but I kind of am talking shit because so many northern people have talked shit about Texas. Like, dude, during Hurricane Harvey, I saw people like willing to give their backs, right? Like, just we'll donate food or whatever. All I saw during the first part of the storm down here was those fucking Texans can't drive. Like, they're looking at a 133 car pile up and looking and saying, "Oh, fuck them. They need to learn how to drive." Well, that's not really the case. I don't think people understand that we got 4 to 5 inches of ice.
Well,
like,
that's bad and all, but you guys aren't accustomed to stuff like that.
No,
so
and
how
we're
do
not.
you know how to drive when you don't ever experience that?
Well, dude, it's not even knowing how to drive. I don't care where you're from. You can't drive on fucking ice. Like, ice driving is different than snow. Now, I'm not talking packed snow. I'm not talking once you get through snow and you pack it down and it's ice. It was on my way home on Thursday. It was raining, like thunderstorm rain.
Right.
But it was 28 degrees.
So rain and then freeze.
As soon as it made contact, it was freezing. But as it came down, so power lines were snapped, trees, the whole nine. So
yeah, you guys aren't prepared for stuff like that.
No, and there's this misconception that we rely 20% on wind turbines. No, we don't. We don't have the fucking generators to take care of this, the strain that it put on the system. So anyway, we're good now.
Good.
We all lost power. We all lost some sort of water. Y'all lost what? Like,
we had power in and out. Like, it's like every 45 minutes. We had like a rolling brownouts, they call them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. Like, we had a backup generator, like extra water. It wasn't bad.
I do want to point out that brownouts are worse than blackouts.
So brownouts are just keep rolling in and out, in and out.
Yep. So we had blackouts to where I don't want to make it a racial thing, but it's kind of hard not to. No, I'm just kidding. So we had power for the first night. I know this sounds like it's not complicated, but with kids, every 3 minutes, on, off, like consistently every 3 minutes.
That's pretty annoying.
So if you have a fridge or one of those items that like does
a wife.
Yeah, or a wife.
Yeah, or a wife.
Dude,
they're complaining more frequently.
The
fridge.
That's fair, dude. It's for about 3 days, I didn't sleep.
That's rough.
And it's just because the power would come on and then it would kick off. And now we have power, we have water.
Yeah,
we have to boil water even if we wash our hands with it.
What's wrong with the water system right now?
So the way it was, I worked in water for 6-7 months. And basically when the water pressure pulls back, this is not the scientific way to explain this, but when the water pressure pulls back, the doo-doo water seeps in. Then when that doo-doo water seeps in and the water pressure increases, it pushes back into people's houses. So they treat it. It
pushes your shit in, right?
It's a lot less vulgar than
it's treated poop in your mouth.
But they put chemicals in it to where it's like, oh, it's safe to drink.
It's safe poop now.
It's safe poop. Yeah, like if I took a turd and sprayed it
filtered
in bleach,
poop.
It's yeah.
So like scenarios like this, I always wanted to do this to my house, and I didn't think about it till after we built the house. I always want to set up the electrical where I can tap into the main with a generator in case of situations like that.
You don't have to tap into any main. The water itself is shit, so that's shit. But you could buy a generator and just plug it into your house, and you're good.
Like plug into the outlet, or do you need like something special?
technically,
You can buy a transfer switch.
Oh, okay.
So legally, I know in Texas legally, other states are different, but like legally, you can't tap into you can't make a male to male cord.
Right.
And if you want to, but I know it sounds super gay, but yeah, you can make a male to male cord from your generator to your house and provide power.
Oh, interesting.
But if you're not doing the right things, like you try to pull too much power, you can cause a problem, or you can shock somebody trying to work on the power line, because you can send power into the transformer when they make it from 120 up to 7,200 volts.
Oh, Jesus.
And kill somebody.
Right.
And people don't realize that, so that's why they call it illegal. But you can get a transfer switch is the right way to do it, and like have your generator piped into the transfer switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the right way you should do it.
Okay.
That's how.
So I'll have to talk to an electrician about that, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like that's the short answer is, can you? Yes.
You can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're not careful, you could hurt somebody.
So I mean, both of us were pretty blessed. Like it's not like we prepped for this, but before this whole bullshit went down, like I told my wife early part of last week, just buy some groceries. Now, we're not fucking panic buyers. We're like, buy a dozen eggs, a couple gallons of milk, because we got 6 fucking kids. Like, milk does not last. And so we were fine. Like I said, the first night, the power cut on and off the whole time, this and that. Flash forward a week, it was starting to get desperate. And it wasn't resources, because we didn't get cold. I mean, but dude, just the whole demeanor.
The
sucked.
8-degree day was bad.
It's like demoralizing, right?
Yeah, dude, 8 degrees.
The
in
one
Texas,
morning we woke up was 8 degrees.
Yeah.
Like, for Texas.
I mean, and with humidity, that's really cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
Everything was frozen. Like,
yeah.
So I left a bathtub running, and everybody in Texas left a faucet running, right?
Yeah.
So before this all hit, I took a bathtub, or like, whatever you want to call it, whirlpool bathtub, the big one in our master room.
Yeah.
Filled it about halfway. And instead of dripping faucets and wasting it, I dripped the faucet into the bathtub. So we were saving water in case it went out.
Right.
Well, thank God we never lost water. But dude, some people, I drove around yesterday delivering firewood, and I saw some people that were in like bad fucking shape.
I mean, you got to have a stockpile of water. I mean, even if it's just like a couple cases, right?
I want to say yes, because I'm a true believer in the fact that you don't depend on your government to take care of you.
Right.
But these little fucking frail old people that I delivered wood to yesterday, they were like, go ahead.
I mean, with stuff like this, I want to get one of those things you line a tub, and then you can save the water by lining a tub, and you can just, I think you can probably like seal it, right?
So they have those, but
seal?
so they have.
Billy
I mean,
Mays stuff, or?
The bottom line is the tub itself it saves your water. As long as you drip clean water into it, you're fine. Mm-hmm. But there's these little old ladies out there with little oxygen tanks that don't have power, and
that's bad news.
Yeah, I mean,
my mom is on oxygen and needs that power all the time. That'd be devastating if we couldn't get that to her.
That's basically what happened to a lot of people. So,
and I guess with people that have diabetes too, that need to do injections of insulin, I guess it's cold enough outside to where you can keep it cold. But man, without power, most of that stuff needs to be refrigerated.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shit show. I mean, it was not, and I want to clear up the whole Texas runs off of 20% wind green energy bullshit. That's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we have our wind turbines, we have our solar, but that's not why we failed. We failed because the generators that constantly produce power, they're not fucking made for 7, 8, -5 degrees. Like,
Right. When will something like this happen again? Maybe like 100 years, 50, 100 years, because that's wild.
probably.
So most people don't realize, but Texas is its own power grid. So I saw the other day, like on a meme, that was talking about Texas being its own grid, and like the north and the east and west, like separately. And I thought it was a joke, but it's true. Like Texas is mandated by ERCOT, which I read an article like back in like the 1938 time frame. Texas split off separately, and their electric grid is separate from the rest of the nation.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I can't describe the specifics, but it's really interesting. If you actually Wikipedia it or Google it,
Yep.
Texas is the grid is separate from the rest of the nation.
So if you look at Texas as a map, right, your stereotypical Texas map, 99.5, I think, %. There's a couple areas that dabble into either New Mexico or Louisiana or Oklahoma, but majority is our own grid. The problem is we don't winterize, bro. Like our winters are
unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, our winters are 15 degrees. If we get to 10, 12 degrees, we're still good.
Right.
I just sent you a text. Can you
I saw that.
I don't think Kevin would mind. Upload that. Can you show that on the screen?
Let's see. Maybe.
If not, I can.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's devastating for the pools too, right? There's a bunch of pools in Texas.
Yeah, the pool thing I want to point out because yes, pools are luxury. However, people are paying for those. And that means if the pool water is frozen, that means nothing is moving, which means their faucets are not moving either. And Kevin, he may not be watching or not. I don't care.
I'm about to share it.
Yeah, he sent me this picture. Do you understand how cold it had to get to make that happen?
That's his pool. He's standing on his pool.
Kevin is, I want to say respectfully, 260. Like, he's not a small guy. He's probably 6'3", 260, 270. He's standing solid. That's not a cover. That's not, like, his shit is fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the pool could be cracked.
Yeah, well, he's standing on it like a man in the middle of fucking winter. And this was yesterday.
So the pool builders are going to make a fortune now. Plumbers are going to make a fortune now down there. There's going to be endless work for all these people.
Just in that meme with that guy on all that gold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So y'all remember the, what's the Arab guy with all the gold chains?
It's like a meme.
The little...
Oh, yeah.
The meme. So it's going to be like pool builders, HVAC, plumbers,
tomorrow,
like propane salesmen. I mean, dude, it's sad. But hey, you know what? Majority of people are alive. And what else could you want, right?
Right.
It's a 100-year storm, dude. I mean,
so this is very true. What Barry is saying: dry cold and humid cold. So I remember when I was living in California, 40 degrees was freaking freezing for me down there.
Yep.
In Southern California, it was in San Diego. I was like, this is so cold. I've never felt this cold before in California. And then when I come up here to Wyoming, I'm like 40 degrees. I'm like, this is nothing because we're so dry here.
As a person that travels to my land to your land, holy fuck, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
I thought, dude, you remember when I was first coming up there, I was like, maybe it's just me, but now I have guys down here that they've had to move from Wyoming to Midland.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, dude, I apologize. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, the humidity just like.
Well, it's that extra wetness in the air that's making you cold.
Dude, it seeps into your bones. Like, if I go to Casper, when I was in Casper, I told you I was driving home in -4.
Yeah.
To me, -4 is like emergency. Like,
yeah.
Why are there still lights on? Like, holy fuck, we're gonna die. But I pulled over, got out of the truck to adjust some stuff, and I was like, oh, it's cold as shit, but this isn't that bad.
No, the
Down-
humid cold is much worse.
Dude, down here, when it's 8 degrees, 7 degrees, 6 degrees, the humidity freezes to everything. I'm going to send you a picture.
Okay.
Now, I'm not defending Texans on this one because they don't deserve it, but I'm going to send you one picture of this tree, and it's kind of sad. So yesterday I delivered wood, excuse me, to a lot of places.
Okay.
The picture I just sent you is a house that was literally chopping wood from anything they could.
So they cut their. Oh shit! Hold on here.
Go figure it out.
Well, there are stories from people.
What's the second picture you sent me?
We'll get to that.
Okay, I'll just share the tree first.
Pull up the tree first.
All right, let's do it. I mean, just to get firewood, huh?
I mean, dude, that was I know you guys can't see that, but if you could zoom in, those are axe chops.
Well, there are stories in Texas of people like cutting down their fence or the neighbor's fence, or literally burning their child's like building blocks to like burn wood for heat to keep their family alive.
I mean, guys, people were. This wasn't one of those
times, man.
Yeah, this wasn't one of those like social media desperate thing. This was like
it got real, man.
It's like emergency.
Yeah, there was a kid that died in Houston because him and his mom took him outside to go to like have fun, and then he died in his sleep. Like he was so cold, he died. And that tree, if you zoom to the bottom of that tree,
yeah,
I mean, people were chopping wood away with axes from that tree just to stay warm. Now, don't get me wrong. They should have been fucking warm. They should have had alternate power, this and that. I get it. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
So the next photo I sent you.
Okay.
If you want to pull that up. That one's actually really funny.
Shit. Hold on.
No, the next one's hilarious.
Hold on.
No, take your time because we got time. I want to let y'all know. We wrap water pipes. We cut trees down. We do all these. Okay, so the one on your left is a water pipe. The one on your right is a.
Wait, those are the noodles.
Yeah, those are pool noodles. The problem is that's a
gas line?
That's a natural gas line.
What are they doing, man?
No, we can change it to something else because I don't want to embarrass them because natural gas does not freeze. So, as a natural gas producer, when it comes out of the earth, yes, it freezes because it's attached to water. We separate it. It doesn't fucking freeze, bruh, even if you don't use it. So let's dip out of that so we don't embarrass Texas.
That's funny.
But anyway, ultimately, a lot of people fucking died. That's what's sad.
Well, yeah.
Like, what bothers me, and I know this makes me sound like an awful person, many adults did not die. Children died. And the reason for that is because adults didn't realize
how cold the kids were.
Yeah. I mean, dude, basically, like, they tried to, most adults tried to be, like, prideful and heat their entire house. Most smart adults try to shut the fuck down and just heat 1 or 2 rooms, right? Let's consolidate to 1 or 2 rooms. I had a tent ready. I had sleeping bags ready. If we had to all pile into a tent, that's what we were going to do.
That's probably conserves a lot more heat if you pile into a tent.
Dude, but I mean, yesterday morning, I guess technically, not last night, but yesterday morning, we finally got tired of seeing people begging for firewood, and we saw people I saw this guy trying to sell firewood for some stupid amount of money. I don't remember what it was, but I said, I will buy it all. And he messaged me and said, it's 10,000 pounds of firewood, and I'm selling it for whatever dollar pound. I said, okay, I will, I'll get back to you and I'll buy it all if that's what it takes. So I messaged a fellow member that you know from Snake Farm Zoo in New Braunfels. And I said, do you have any firewood? Because I'm about to spend basically what I have to buy firewood. He said, come get everything you have. Like, take everything you want. I'll give you a trailer. I'll give you a chainsaw. Like, dude.
He had that much wood, huh?
So they've been clearing property around. Like they bought an extra set of property, so they've been clearing around it. So anyway, long story short, they gave me a chainsaw, a trailer. The trailer had no lights, but that wasn't their fault. Anyway, right. So we picked up wood, and dude, literally I delivered to, I don't know, my wife could probably tell you, but over 14, 15 families.
That's badass.
And that's me pulling up to their house, using a chainsaw, cutting it down, and then using an axe to split it. I didn't have split wood. I just had logs. Like,
yeah.
So anyway, Texas. Awesome. I mean, Texas showed up. We also showed our ass. I get it. Most Northerners are going to be kind of hateful, but
I mean, that's pathetic though, to be hateful about this, to complain or to make fun. I mean, when you're not built for this, your infrastructure, nothing is built for anything like this. How are you able to prepare?
I will say this, not one Northwesterner talks shit. Colorado, Wyoming, all that, everybody over there on that Northwest section, not a word of support. They were all supportive. If you go east to fucking Massachusetts and Virginia, those cunts were the ones who talk shit. And I hate to put those people in a stereotype, but I got more donations from the 5 people we had in the West. The East was nothing but shit talking. Like, I don't expect them to help. I don't care. But they were just like rubbing noses in it. So I kind of see why the North and South had a war. Because let's be honest, they're kind of cunts.
It's not
some of you, I love you, but most of you were shit talking bags of ass. And I get it. You guys have snow all the time and this and that. We had rain that turned to ice for 4 inches. Like, nobody could prepare for that.
No, not at all. I mean, even if you guys didn't even really have that much time to prepare for that.
No, we had notice.
But you didn't know the extent, right? You didn't know it was going to be this wild.
No one did.
Yeah. So
no one had any idea that was going to actually happen, because everybody had the idea of, we had cold. We knew we were going to have cold, but dude, we took wireline trucks. Anybody in oil field understands that wireline trucks are these 18-wheelers on like box trucks, and we parked them in front of people's houses to run electricity.
What?
Yeah, I mean, we had to take.
So, did you lose any food out of this?
No, thankfully we any food that we thought we were going to lose, we put out in the snow.
There you go.
So, I mean, when the power turned off, we were like, you know what? Take all the milk, all that. The problem now is we have people that are. So to be clear, Texas did not panic buy, right? We didn't panic buy all the shit. What happened was when the stores turned down and the power went out, they have to throw it away.
The refrigeration's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. So we had to just kind of adapt and overcome. And now,
wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my buddy with a zoo, they're in fucking hog heaven.
Oh, all the free food, right?
Oh, well, for the tigers and lions.
Yeah, they're okay with the rotting stuff, especially like the alligators and whatnot, right?
Well, all the animals. They eat rotten food. Dude, it's not fucking rotten.
Not for them.
They cook it. We cook it. Like, it's just if it sits for more than, I don't remember the number. I don't want to quote it. I don't care. But let's just say 10 minutes. If it sits for 10 minutes without power, it's trash. Like,
Yeah.
so anyway, Texas is good for the most part. North Texas is still under ice, bro. Like,
North Texas, huh?
yeah, we're South Texas and we still had fucking ice.
I mean, Dallas got fucked.
Yeah.
From what I saw on TikTok and everything else, like, I mean, TikTok's not that important, but whatever.
But that's where everybody comes from. I mean,
Wow. That's not good, man. That's and you guys don't have like the government doesn't have the machines or whatnot to de-ice the road or anything like that, right?
so the state of Texas had 18 snow plows statewide,
The whole state?
the whole state, and I think 20 something salt/sand trucks statewide. Now remind everybody,
That's not going to cover the whole state.
no, Texas is not a small state.
Right.
So Biden, mind you, I will give him this. He declared Texas a state of emergency. I think he sent 30 generators down. I hate to put it this way, but I could have generated 30 generators from Review the Pew in a night, more than likely.
All
But nonetheless, he sent something. But so anyway,
On this,
So-
note, can we bring up about Ted Cruz
Yeah, I was going to get into that.
vacation to Cancun, and everybody's messing about that?
Okay.
In my opinion, I'm like, the dude's going on vacation. It's probably pre-planned.
Yeah.
He can't help anybody here that's
Exactly.
struggling. So, like,
Exactly.
what's the like? Why is everybody mad? Like,
Yeah. Dude, if you booked a vacation to Cancun 6 weeks ago,
I'm
and
gone.
and an ice storm hits Casper, guess the fuck what? See y'all when I get the fuck back. I don't
Yeah.
blame
you
him.
can't do anything. Like,
No.
I mean, what is he going to do? Drive a snow truck? Is he going to plow the roads? No, he's not.
No. And there's so many.
You look in the news, so
Ah.
many people are pissed off at Ted Cruz for going on vacation when there's like an ice storm in Texas. It's like, what can the guy do? Like,
He can literally do nothing.
exactly.
I'll promise you this: if I could have went to Cancun instead of spending the shit whole week we spent with my family in here,
You be in Cancun.
buddy, I would have drove to Cancun. It's of darkest Mexico. I don't give a fuck. It's like he did not book this yesterday. He probably booked this months in advance. And I do want to say one thing: the memes of Ted Cruz and cornrows is the funniest thing.
I haven't seen that.
Obviously it's Photoshop, but it's Ted Cruz and cornrows basically saying like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are complaining about, or I don't know why y'all freezing. You know, just funny stuff. People saying could have used the money he spent on his vacation to help other people. Okay, so let's.
Why can't people donate to that then? You could have, instead of sitting in your nice homes, warm weather, you could have donated your $20, $50, right?
That's exactly the thing. So yesterday I donated somewhere between 16 and 18 like homes, not people, but homes with wood.
Right.
I didn't have corded firewood. They watched me take a chainsaw, cut wood on the trailer, and then chop it literally in their street, and then deliver it by wheelbarrow to their door, right? Out of all the people we donated to, it took me, dude, I don't even know. My wife probably answered maybe 14 hours to donate it all. And I just, at the end of it, I could not chop any more wood. I know that makes you sound like a puss. I don't fucking care. It was, I think we got donated like $80. Like, which I'm not mad about. It's just, you can't rely on donations to take care of other people, because if I was relying on donations to take care of other people, we wouldn't have done it. We just did it. Like,
Right.
I didn't have one guy try to offer me money and he was elderly. And I was like, no, I don't want your money. And the next guy, we had multiple people offer us money. It's just like, people are not looking out for people. Dude, I'm not shitting you, Lita. I dropped firewood off for some teens that their parents were out of town.
Oh, shit.
They could not keep warm because their parents could not get back to town.
That's crazy.
Pull up to their house, chop the wood with a chainsaw, cord it, bring them corded wood to their door. You know what they wanted it for?
What?
A fire pit out back.
Oh, did you punch him in the face?
They were kids. If their parents had been there, I would have chopped them up and burned them for the rest of the people's wood.
Yeah.
But they're not the only ones. Every other house I went to for the first 3 or 4 houses had power. And I'm like, guys, how do you see a post? Now, mind you, we made a post on Facebook and we're like, hey, free wood. I'll bring it to you. I'm chopping it. I'm cording it, the whole nine. Multiple people made that post and basically said they were in dire need. And if I rolled up to their house and they had power, guess what the fuck I did?
Kept going.
Kept driving.
Yeah.
If you have power, I'm over it. So, all right. So we're done talking about the Texas fucking awfulness.
Let's talk about the Mars landing. That's an incredible feat, huh?
Dude, the Mars landing is big, right?
Yeah, Mars landing, man. That was really cool. Did y'all watch that?
I didn't watch it, but how long did it take to get there?
It's like 7 months. Like from the time.
Okay, not that long.
Like last June or July they launched, and like yesterday they finally landed on Mars.
Yeah. So were they like threading a needle? I've heard it was like a really tough landing.
Yeah, so they landed like in a certain crater on Mars, and so it was the most difficult landing that they've ever accomplished. Which there's been probably 7 or 8 prior missions, but like, what blows my mind is like for the first mission, how do you know what to do, or like how do you like? There's nothing to test. Like you're going to Mars, it takes 7 months, and how do you nail that landing? It's like it blows my mind how they know and do that stuff. But they did it again, and they landed, and this time they have microphones on board for the first time, which is cool. And they're going to have footage in the next couple of days to like...
They're going to drill too, right?
Yeah, it's a drill, and they're going to take samples, but they're going to leave samples. Like, they can't take them back at this time, so they're going to leave like 42 samples for the next mission or next missions to pick up samples to take back.
So they're going to launch from Mars to come back somehow.
Not right now, but at a later time, yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But right now, they're taking samples to like drop and leave to pick up the next couple times.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it takes 7 months to like get there. It's insane.
So what is the communication as far as
it takes 7 minutes? So whenever they get confirmation that okay, the lander actually landed, it takes 7 minutes to get back to mission control at JPL in California to know that, okay, we landed.
Wow. So
imagine if you were trying to communicate with your loved one, 7 minutes is like, that's basically, you don't have service.
I mean, as far as making love in 7 minutes, I'm done before that,
Okay. Well, let's not get into that because we're going to go into seconds if you ask me. But
so Greg's like, yeah, and we brag about 1,000-yard shots. What kind of Coriolis effect are we having with these 7 month shots to Mars? That's funny.
So what will sending this new rover to Mars actually do for the development of that? In your opinion, I mean. They're trying to learn about Mars. I mean, Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars. But in my opinion, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, I want to go to Mars. And like when Elon Musk colonizes it. But like if you go to the previous rover, Curiosity, and look at the NASA website, like I went yesterday out of Curiosity just to see, but like the high is like -1 and the low is like -114. So Texas, basically.
Yeah, basically for the last week in Texas.
So it's like living in Antarctica, but worse.
Yeah, but you can't breathe the air. So like you're living inside of a bubble and you can't go outside. But some people want to go live there forever. And it's like, okay, you never want to go ride a boat again or a jet ski or
I bet
four-wheeler.
you once they land after 7 months, the instant regrets happening.
Yeah. It's like you never want to see the outdoors again. But people want to go like colonize Mars, but you're going to live indoors the rest of your life. It's like,
Well, you got to produce food too, right?
yeah,
You
sure.
gotta somehow produce food out there.
Yeah.
But the climate doesn't allow it. Like you can't, as a human, live there outdoors. So it's like you live inside.
So you can't just drop a greenhouse out there?
Guess what time it is, Lee Ty?
Time to pee?
Yep, time to pee.
So,
Hurt.
so yeah, that logistically, that's just almost impossible because you need to build like some type of infrastructure to live in before you can actually be there and grow food too.
Yeah, so Elon Musk has said it for years. He wants to colonize Mars, and I'm sure he will because when I worked for Elon back, 10 years ago, he said he wanted to send a rocket up and like land it back on Earth, and I thought the guy was crazy.
Yeah.
Like he has 2 boosters coming back and landing simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like nailing the landing, and it's like insane. And I'm like, wow, this guy's not bullshitting. Like he fucking means what he says.
Yeah.
Now when he says he wants to colonize Mars, it's like he means it because everything he's ever said, he's done it. And I know he's going to do it, but it's like people want to go live there, but it's like you're not going to have a life outside because if you actually look at the climate there, you can't breathe the air. The temperature's not ideal for humans. Like you're going to live indoors the rest of your life. Like who wants to live that life? It's insane.
You can live indoors the rest of your life here.
Yeah. But if you do, you're depressed. It's like you want to go outside and enjoy the sunlight, like have hobbies, enjoy boating and jet skiing and etc.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that. I won't go down the history books as colonizing Mars.
I agree.
So Elon does some amazing things. He made monkeys play video games through
the I forget the company. It's called something AI.
Yeah.
He has like a lot of artificial intelligence companies, but SpaceX is the biggest one. But then he has Tesla, and there's Solar City, and then there's a couple AI companies he has too. But yeah, it's about a monkey. Like there's like an experiment there.
That's crazy. And then he's also doing like free internet, basically, right, for people.
Well, there's Starlink. So, and I just heard yesterday that now that Elon Musk owns over 1/3 of the satellites that orbit our Earth.
I saw that. So how does that work when there's? I mean, dude, they've been launching satellites up there.
But when he launches missions recently, I mean, they're launching 40, 50 satellites per mission, and a lot of it's for Starlink. So it's he's trying to get broadband internet to like.
Middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, certain like middle of Africa, like in Zimbabwe or whatever.
Which I respect, but can we not get reliable broadband to our fucking house first?
Kidding.
Like,
yeah, they're trying to get it out everywhere.
That's incredible. So, how do these satellites not crash into each other?
That I can't quite answer that.
Science, bro.
Well, they have certain algorithms and all this stuff, and they can keep them apart. And there's certain space junk. There's certain satellites that are floating out there that don't want to hit each other, and they know where they're at. But I can't answer to how they know where they're at. But,
I mean, it's still a pretty large area too, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, but man, that's just. I guess are there like little thrusters on these satellites where they can move?
Yes, they do have little thrusters to where, like, if they seek other objects coming in their certain realm, that they will move as far as they can.
Wow,
that's all I know.
You know who else has a little thruster?
Well, I mean, we all do, right?
Both of us. No, I mean, so my I don't know. I mean, this whole Mars thing it kind of right now. What bothers me is that social media is focusing on the Texas thing, right?
Right.
People don't realize that this shit in Mars even happened.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's not big news. It's sort of
should be huge.
Yeah,
Like, it should be the biggest news we've ever seen. But here we are talking about. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I appreciate you taking time to talk about the whole Mars thing, but
I mean, it's interesting. It's a big subject in our time. Like
It should be a bigger focus.
yesterday when I watched the Mars rover land, somebody said on the commentary that somebody in our time, a human in our time, is going to land on Mars. And when they said that, it kind of hit home for me. It's like, that's probably right. Like, as bad as we don't want to think that, like, somebody
Try to go to the moon first and come back.
yeah, dude,
Maybe hit the moon first and then come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think landing on Mars is what Elon is not looking at landing on Mars as far as just exploring it. He's looking at civilian flights to
I mean,
Mars.
when I first worked for the guy, he said a lot of stuff, and I was like, this guy's fucking nuts.
Which he kind of still is.
Everything
but-
he's ever said,
Yeah.
he's done it.
Yeah.
And he's always said he's going to colonize Mars. Elon's going to Mars. Like, he'll be the first person to put a human on Mars. It'll be Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody can do it, it's come on, buddy. We had a kid walk in.
That's okay.
So, I mean, Kurt has worked for or in conjunction with Elon for since Elon was Elon. I mean, since he was right now he's like this. How do we word it? He's this social media kind of dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, guys. Let me turn this. So he's this social media like icon, right?
Right.
He didn't used to be that. Kurt, the guy y'all were talking to, he went out of like college to working for this guy and stair-stepped up into all these other divisions. And all this bullshit that Elon fed to people, he delivered.
That's true. He did start PayPal, right, and sold it.
Dude, that's what got him his money, right? Like,
yeah.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, fucking all the power to him.
Right. That's the American dream.
He didn't prove his geniusness by just like starting one company and
right.
Yeah. Hey, so Kurt's gonna say bye to everybody.
Hey, everybody, thanks. I gotta go. My kid's being needy. He wants to go home, but it was fun. Thanks.
Thanks for talking to us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Bye, Corbin. Bye, buddy. So kids are gonna be kids. So
yeah,
dude, I don't know. This whole Mars thing is. Did you notice that the Texas ice storm, the Mars thing, and the newest gun grab?
What is it?
Well, the Trump. I'm so used to saying Trump. Biden made his most recent.
The White House post, you mean?
Yeah, the HR 217 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it all happened within weeks. Like not 3-4 weeks apart. Like 1-2 weeks apart. Just so where social media was just now catching up on one, it was distracted by another.
Right. A lot of stuff's been happening. Just rolling. It just continue. You're getting jabbed left and right here,
dude. Like the HK. The HK what? What was it?
HK's. Are you talking about the house rule?
If Blown Deadline is watching, what was the
the
yeah,
the receivers that needed to be cut?
Yes, like
the Tommy Built receivers?
Yes, that were because Tommy Built could not afford to replace all of them. They had to be cut down.
Yeah.
And sure, it was $225. If Michael, if you're watching, I'm not dogging you. Blown Deadline was probably the most popular, right? He paid his $225, he got a new one, right? Nope.
Right.
No problem. I am not dogging Blown Deadline. And if those of you that know me for a long time, if I had a reason to fucking dog Blown Deadline, I would do it. However, I understand where he's coming from. Like, if I own a business, like I do, right?
Right.
If you own a business and you have a 0702
Yeah.
SOT, like somebody offers you $225 or the ATF's going to knock on your door, guess what I'm paying?
$225.
That's exactly fucking right. The problem is,
No need to go to jail. No need to get your FFL pulled. No need to deal with any problems. $225. You're done.
exactly. But you know what? If somebody brought me some sort of reason to go to jail, I'd go to jail. That's fine. Lock me up, because I know Mike, you, all these guys would probably bail me out. Y'all would post bail one way or another. However, it's like I saw this post where somebody stated that airsofters, hear me out, airsofters would be the individuals that would actually change the gun industry, because now the gun industry has allowed so many stair steps to take advantage of the freedoms.
Right.
They're starting to dip into the airsoft industry.
Ah.
And they're starting to get angry. And for some reason, I'm not saying this is truth. I'm just saying for some reason, many people think the airsofters are going to do more than the gun industry.
That's crazy. That'd be wild if airsofters are harder than that's real gun owners.
Dude, Lee Todd, that's exactly what people are saying, is that airsofters are more upset, they're more angry, and they're willing to do more because they can't buy the lookalike stuff. But yet, as gun owners, let's be honest, dude. Let's just take a minute. Okay, so let me look at these comments here. So Richard Morgan, I see you. Brandon Easton, I see you.
Well,
Chris,
here's the thing about gun owners. We are so afraid of losing our gun rights, right? Because that's what we love, our gun rights. If we were to, let's say, like the guys that stormed the Capitol, if they were really into their gun rights and thought about it, they wouldn't have done that, right?
Okay, so let me stop you there.
But
why? Why do you say that? Why do you say if they were really into them? I feel
because you are gonna lose your gun rights if that's what you value the most, right?
Dude, I understand that, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm not arguing with you, but do you think our forefathers thought that? Do you think that they thought, oh, if we storm these, they thought we're just going to pull in headstrong and fuck these guys? I mean, now I'm answering for the people who are the Molly Labia type.
No, and I get that. I think they were pushed to the corner. They had no way out.
Okay, so continue. I'm sorry.
But these guys, I think we have other ways of doing things, right? We can, I mean, the guys that stormed the Capitol, okay, I get it. But we also have other avenues, right? We have obviously voting if everything was legit. We have court system. We have many other ways to try and get our point across. But back then, there was really no rule of law, right? It was just British versus the colonists.
I want to believe that, but in our world right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's a lot of people that still, no, I'm not saying they're sane. I'm simply saying that they believe that the election was a fraud, right?
I mean, we'll never know, right?
We won't. But let's go back to, what was it, 84, when full autos were banned.
Right. When Reagan banned the automatic guns.
Let's fast forward to recently when bump stocks were banned. Let's skip all the other bullshit. Let's fast forward to when pistol grips were banned on pistols.
AR pistols, yeah.
Like foregrips were banned. Like, let's keep forwarding on. And I saw this TikTok, and God, I fucking hate TikTok. Let's be honest. I hate it. But I was sent a TikTok, and had he put it on another platform, I would have shared it, but I didn't. He was talking about how I hate to compare it to this, but he compared it to any other sort of capitalism, or not capitalism, but I don't want to say Nazi, but I'm just going to have to say it. Nazi Germany slowly coaxed their people into, they took small little slashes at their freedoms until I'm not saying, I'm not saying it's going to get to that. What I'm saying is we gave up bump stocks for now. Let's just
bump stock.
Yeah.
NFT items, basically.
What did everybody say to bump stocks? Oh, well, I don't fucking like those anyway. Who fucking cares, right?
Yeah. Right. And then there were a lot of people that were like, we're giving them an inch, right? And when we give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, right?
And
now the mile's happening.
Dude, and let's be honest, those are the guys I was making fun of.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like, I didn't think that I didn't think that the guys that were screaming Molden Lobby the whole time, they haven't really showed up, though. That's my question is, when do the guys that show up on Facebook actually show the fuck up?
I'll never know.
Dude, but, I mean, let's see what he said. The fact that we are being told that you cannot even discuss whether or not the election was a fraud. I mean, dude.
Is a large indicator that it was. It could very well be. We will never know. Unfortunately,
they're not telling you can't, right? You're just participating in a primarily biased social media, which controls that. But in turn, it's their business, dude. Like, their freedom of speech says they can do what they want, right?
Unfortunately, yes, it's their business. Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong in saying that? I'm not saying it's not comfortable for us, but we're using their platform, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But I guess the counter to that is, like, the editors in newspapers, they allow opinion pieces, right? And to the certain extent, these social medias they're almost like a newspaper where there's news, right? There's news happening.
Yeah.
And when you limit people's opinion like that, it's like taking away the opinion pieces in the newspaper.
But let's say you owned a newspaper, right? Like, let's say you just own some news article, like online deal. Do you not have the right to post what you choose rather than what is truth?
Right.
I mean, I'm not defending them. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that if they believe in something and they post it, by definition, if we argue that, that's us arguing our very own stance, right?
I see what you're saying. I think
I'm not defending it, guys. I would put a boot in every fucking CNN ass on the planet if I could. But I'm just saying, my point is, we have a lot less vocal conservatives than we do liberals.
Right.
I'm not saying that's not because we're being silenced. I'm saying that's because liberals have, I don't want to say larger testicles because that would be appropriating, but
I think they're just louder.
They are very loud. Yes, they're much louder.
Yeah.
Yet we all sit idly by.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, dude. There's some sort of little thing that says we shall not sit idly by while this whole thing, like.
Well, that's I think in general, conservatives are more reserved and scared to speak out, right?
Yeah.
In general, yeah. So and exactly, Adam's right. Liberals don't have much to lose. It seems like they have everything to gain. Right?
Adam. Do they though? Like,
well, when they say the election's not rigged, or they say anything that's contrary to right wing, there's not much for them to lose, right? Because the media's on their side.
Sure, it's on their side, but I mean,
if God, I don't know how to word this without being on a hit list, but I'm sure I'm already on that watch list. But let's just say that somebody went through and made a list of those individuals that Adam's talking about, right?
Right.
Because right now, if I was to make a comment of some sort of thing that didn't agree with the other party, we have 14 people watching. We're not going to get hit. But if I was like a Rush Limbaugh,
Yeah.
I would get death threats and all this
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah. Right.
But the opposite could literally hold up a symbolism head of Trump and say, "Here's what it is."
Yeah. Right.
If I held up this Coke Zero and said, "This is Biden's head, I'm going to cut it off," dude, guess what would happen?
Secret Service is coming to your house.
I'll probably be arrested during this fucking video.
Yeah.
And if they do, show the fuck up, bitch, because I dare you. Because that's what bothers me, is that it doesn't bother me that the other side won. It just bothers me at the unfairness that is here.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you can speak your mind on the liberals can speak their mind, but we can't, right?
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? Biden took 5 or 6 days to send 60 generators down to Texas.
Like tiny little generators?
No. He sent massive generators. But do you understand what 60 generators does when we have the second, fourth, and seventh largest cities in the nation?
I mean, one generator might power your neighborhood.
6, 7 houses, maybe.
Okay. There's more than 600 houses, right?
Dude, I appreciate him
3,600 houses or whatever.
I could not do the math. I appreciate him sending something, and I'm one of those people that think he could have sent nothing. That's fine. I'm not dependent on my government, but it's kind of fucked up to say I sent 60 fucking generators and I'm now some good president. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like,
it's almost all for show, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it is for show. Just like a lot of what Trump did was for show. And I'm not defending either one of them. I don't give two fucks. I'm just saying, like, they kind of both did things just to flex and then try to dip out. And, it's sad.
Yeah, it's too bad. Let's see. I hope Secret Service doesn't visit.
No. Yeah. Secret Service can visit. Guess what? So, you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
So our house is equipped with a alarm system, obviously.
Sure.
Cameras, the whole nine. Even when our power's out, our alarm system has a battery bank. Arliss, if you're watching, thank you, buddy, because that's the only reason I put it in there. So when the power first started going out, I'm not talking like an hour or two. I'm talking 16, 18 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I are like, okay, we have to sleep. Like,
I
don't think people realize it. It wasn't this power on for 12 hours, power off, right?
Right.
It was just, in our house at least, it was, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes, right? On, off, on, off.
Okay.
It didn't matter what the generator I had was just trying to keep up with the on, off. During the off, we have a lot of fans and a lot of white noise in our house, right? Our kids are used to that because there's so many motherfucking kids. They have to be.
Yeah.
If it was dead quiet in our house and somebody took a shit in the other room, they'd wake up. So it was all the fans went off. Even the battery bank I had was off. It was just silent.
Creepy.
Well, we're laying in bed. We're trying to fall asleep. It's probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear my door crack and I hear back door. The alarm system tells you the door that it's from. So we hear this, which I'm probably not describing that, but we hear the door open and we hear a delayed back door.
Yeah.
So not quite butt naked, but probably close. And this is not for show. I grabbed my Sons of Liberty with my mod light and my aim point because I know those are my and it has a Dead Air Sandman S on it.
Yeah.
I know I have
There you go.
I have my built rifles.
Yeah.
And I turned the corner, hit him with the mod light, and the wind blew the fucking garage door open. The wind blew so hard that it unlatched the garage door.
Wow.
But if you want to talk about scared,
your adrenaline pumped a little bit, huh?
Well, this is what's weird, dude. My adrenaline, I've been in situations where I could have been shot. I was not worried about being shot. I was worried about being shot and killed and not being able to protect the rest of the family that was in there.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's my fear.
I mean, this may turn a little bit more deep for people that want to get into it, but that was my biggest fear was I knew my wife behind me. My guns were in the other room.
Yeah.
She wasn't there. So she was laying in bed and I grabbed the one gun I had.
Yeah.
And dude, for the next 2 nights, I kept having these dreams of people shooting me in the thighs. And I don't know what that means, but I was so fucking worried. That was my biggest fear, was just killing whatever was on the other end of that door.
Well, I mean, that's could have been a reality, right? Because everyone's so desperate, right?
That was my concern, because at the time we were the only ones with light in our house. We had an electric generator, we had one light, but
wow.
Of course my wife wants to make fun, but
yeah, I mean, deadbolt. You probably need a deadbolt now, huh?
No, we have a lock on that door. It doesn't matter what the lock was. It just
was it not latching?
I don't even know if the door opened. I just know the alarm went off saying
back door.
Not even the alarm, just the voice went off saying garage door, and I hit it with the mod light, and I didn't give a fuck if it was a shadow of me or not. I was putting bullet through those fucking doors. I don't care. I just did. It was weird.
Wow.
But that mod light had been sitting there for at least 3 or 4 months.
Still good.
I mean, it lit the whole fucking hallway up, and it's good.
It's a good light, man.
Wait, this is why I like having a German Shepherd. Okay, well, if your German Shepherd had opened my door, it would have lost too. But Richard, I get it. I'm just giving you shit, buddy. So what's something positive we can talk about?
I mean, we talked about the Mars landing.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but who gives a fuck?
Well, you bought some half-face blades, right?
Yeah, I scored 2. And had I known you wanted some, dude, I would have fucking got you. But
I don't know what was happening, but every time I tried to click buy, didn't happen, man. Last 2 drops, I got skunked. Nothing.
So I bought 2 of the I call them the reverse blades.
Oh yeah. I saw those.
Yeah. So I bought a couple of those because
that's cool.
Look fucking cool. Actually, for anybody watching, I bought a bunch of 855A1.
Oh wow.
I bought it. Well, I bought it. I reserved it a few weeks ago, and then Ice Apocalypse hit, stuff like that. So I picked it up today. I meant to post it on Review the Pew tonight, but I was cooking dinner and this and that I forgot. However, in a, let's say, not quite 24 hours, there's going to be a shitload of 855A1 showing up on Review the Pew.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to get on that. You were gonna shoot his dog.
Hey, if I was an ATF agent, I would have proved my own SOT. So
Yeah. So that green sage green mod light drop, I mean, that's really cool and all. I know Sons of Liberty did the Cerakote on that, but that's probably not for me. I mean, if I had a sage rifle, maybe I would put it by that, but I like the black lights.
yeah, I saw those being painted. So I don't get me wrong. I hope they sell out. I hope they sell out.
I think they did.
Well, they have more, but I hope they sell out every drop instantly. However, I mean, if y'all want to not be a dig, you could, I don't have an OD green thing I want to put it on. So
Yeah, mine's my OD green rifle. I don't even know if I want a light on there, but I only put lights on certain rifles, the ones I'm actually gonna use for self-defense purposes versus range toys.
yeah, that's fair. My Cas V is the only thing that would go on, like the OD green mod light would go on, but like no bullshit, dude. I'm telling you this, like the one gun I picked up when shit hit, when I thought at least.
Yeah,
I know the wind blew it open. I'm not
Sun's
here to-
rifle.
It's a Sun. I mean,
Yeah. It's gonna work.
the one gun I picked up was
It's gonna work.
I could have ran to 3 or 4 other rifles. Like they were all, now Suns was closest because that's what I trusted, but I could have ran to multiple. But
So remember when I broke that green spring?
yes, I do.
That's Sun's rifle. So that green spring probably broke early on. Oh, not early on, but it broke at one point.
right.
It broke into 4 pieces. So I'm assuming it broke into 1.
Dude, that's
And
not
it's still
one
shot. So it's a Sun's gut rifle. It's still
Yeah.
shot.
yeah.
And every once in a while, it started jamming until it broke into 4 pieces where it became a single shot. So even after one spring, that one spring broke into 2, it was still running. It's crazy. I felt it. I'm like, this is a lot harder to rack. Well, something's wrong here, but it's still shot.
So what? I mean, what more do you want from a gun?
Yeah. But I mean, just don't shoot corrosive ammo, I guess. Lesson learned.
But if you're going to have to shoot, have
Mhm.
a couple extra fucking springs. I mean,
Hey, Tris, I'm like the 4th person ever to break a green spring.
yeah, that's not a normal thing. Like that is so uncommon. Out of how many green springs have been sold?
I think Alan said 500,000 green springs.
So
And I'm the 4th person to
4.
ever broke it.
at least 4 on social media. So let's triple it and say 12. It doesn't exist. Like,
Yeah, it's statistically insignificant.
yeah, it's like saying I've shit 2 or 3 diamonds.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
It's never happened.
I would be searching your shit every single time.
Okay, stop work. Okay. He was just expressing his solution to the problem.
I was shooting corrosive ammo that I didn't know was corrosive. That's probably why. And it corroded the spring.
Have we determined who Tris is?
His Tris is Tris.
Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. You probably don't need to get a spare as long as you're not shooting corrosive ammo.
I mean, how many rounds are you shooting? We just told you that out of however many rounds, let's say 12 people in total. I'll take it.
Yeah, you probably don't have to worry about it.
Well, and here comes Vince.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, he's Asian, so it's fair.
Yeah.
So the one good thing, I'm trying to think of a positive here because we just keep talking about negatives. I'm in the pond. Well, that explains a ton, Tris. That That explains a bunch.
I posted that the green spring breakage in the
Yep.
pond
No, that's
a
what I'm
long time
saying.
ago.
Yep, that explains a ton.
The pond is it started off real good.
Let's be honest. I
love Roger.
I love Forward Controls Designs. I buy shit I don't need. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I buy stuff. I bought $80 or $90 worth of swag the other day just to support them. They moved to Texas. I knew that their first couple weeks in Texas was kind of shitty. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a bunch of stuff that I need to buy from them. So I just bought, a couple bucks worth of swag.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they did okay. So hopefully Roger will come on and we can talk to him, because
I talked to Roger. He said he would want to come on, but we just got to find time for him.
oh, come on, Roger. You're off work for fucking 6 weeks, bro. Not really. Maybe 6 days, but we need what? What do we need? 30 minutes with him?
I don't know. Well, he probably doesn't want to do it this late too.
No, not tonight. Not tonight. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, like, with the times we start is pretty late. I doubt he wants to do it that late.
Dude, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. He could absolutely give us 30 minutes. So I'm going to challenge all the guys watching and girls to just talk Roger into giving us 30 minutes.
I talked to him already. He said he wants to do it.
Well, let's lock it down. Roger had the right idea. What does this say?
That place needs a purge.
Oh, he's talking about the Facebook group. We don't want to get into that. That's not our business. That's not our thing. Roger is right.
Roger's too nice.
Roger, dude,
He's super nice.
if you ask me the two people who are the nicest in the gun community, I'm going to say Nick Wantlin
Yes.
and Roger.
Both are super nice, man.
However, Nick will straight up turn dark, which I've seen him do a couple times and kind of surprised me.
I've never seen that, and I'm scared of that.
His dark it would probably make both of us feel uncomfortable, which is weird because
Yeah.
Roger worries me because his dark is not being mean. His dark is just being nicer, which if I'm mean to somebody and they get nicer, that intimidates me 12 times more than somebody that gets mean with me.
Mm.
You know the thing, like if you get nicer with me when I'm already being a dick, if you become more kind, I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't want any problems here. Like my volume goes from here to here because this guy's being nice, he's being polite, and somehow he's calm when I'm screaming at him like I'm out.
He might go 10 times crazy on you, huh?
That's the bottom
He
line.
might unleash a world of crazy on you.
That's what I'm worried about. He moved all the way to Texas. I'm not fucking around.
He's like, I see you.
Oh my God, Tris, you're ramping me up. You're trying to. For reference, I come from the Turbo Subaru community. I'm an OG status. Okay. I don't. How do we take this? I don't know.
I don't
I
know what.
appreciate you being here.
I don't know what OG.
Oh,
what,
shit.
I don't know Turbo Subaru.
Mike? Mike Sons of Liberty just texted me and said, I'll hop back on. I'm putting the kid to bed.
Oh, so we're gonna extend this a little bit now.
Fuck, I guess. But guess what I have to do before we... Not right now, but I just know I
I
have
probably need to get another bottle of water if we're gonna extend this a little bit.
Hey, go get it. In the meantime, Tris, I sure hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, please don't take that as disrespect. However, the next words I'm about to say, you could take it disrespect. You come from the Turbo Subaru community. First off, In Texas, Subaru is kind of like the softball volleyball thing. However, you seem extremely cool with extremely tough skin, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm OG status in that corner of the internet. And the pond is probably the coolest place I've hung out. Okay. Trish, you know what? I don't even care where you came from. If the pond is the coolest place you've hung out, I'm gonna pray that you've been there for like 2 years, because the last 6 months of the pond has been a shit show. However, your metaphorical testicles and or ovaries showing up here to talk shit, I'll give you that.
Okay.
No, Vince, I don't have to pee yet, but I will soon. So while we have, oh, what the fuck?
What?
Hold on. Are you available tomorrow or no? You have nothing.
I have hockey at 8, 9 your time.
So
We can go earlier.
like 7,
7 your time would be 6 my time.
which means you have 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, 1.5. Because I gotta go to hockey at 7:30.
All right, hang on. Talk about your knife. I'll figure this out.
Okay, fine. This is a Koenig.
That's real detailed, buddy.
So this is a Koenig Arius. It's a high-end knife. Action super sweet on this. If I won this in a raffle, if I would have had to pay for this is probably about at least $800. Luckily, I paid about 50, I think, on this. So excellent knife. I have a couple other knives. These are some of the best. If you talk to knife people for production flippers, this is the top 4, one of the top 4s. The other one would be Shirogorov, which is a Russian-made knife. The next one would be a Grimsmo Norseman. Those are phenomenal actions as well. And the last one would be a Holt. And all 4 of those are 800 and up. So I don't know what they do, but this is like, it feels like it's running on air. Like when you close it, you don't feel anything. So
You said.
Yeah, I mean, story of my life, right? Little thrusters, don't feel anything.
So do you have a knife sharpener up there or no?
I don't. Yeah, Greg does. Greg, the guy I know here locally does.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good at sharpening knives. Is that your Riot?
Oh yeah, this is what we've already talked about this. As this is what I carry in my pocket. As I've said, this does not cut me. Like,
what?
it does nothing. Like I could push. Like, can y'all see that?
That's dull as shit, man.
I know but it's got chips and just death. So I'll be up in Casper. Let's see. What's today? Friday.
You're flying. You can't fly with that, right?
No, I'm driving. Don't get me started.
You're driving up here?
Yep. Okay, so the company I work for happens to be a mutual friend. How do I word this without being rude? I'm driving my bitch ass from the warm weather we're having next week to y'all's fucking neck of the woods. So, but what I want to find out is how can I get this knife sharpened?
Greg right there, he's sad. He probably wants to do it right away.
Hey, so Greg, listen to me very, very clearly. Look, there's hair.
You're combing your hair.
No, yeah, I'm coming in. There's nothing like, dude, it's dull as fuck. I don't even have to worry about it. Oh, fuck. Fucking Mike. Mike just texted me and said, how late are we going tonight?
How late does he want to go to?
As late as you want, baby. Just kidding. Or we can pick it up. So everybody remember, Mike just had a child.
Yep.
And he's still slinging his metaphorical, what's a polite word, Lita?
Penis.
Dick? Yep. He's still slinging it across. Like, we have 19 people watching. And for some reason, Mahalski still enjoys coming on with his child. Like, dude, Mike, if for some reason you're watching, we will make some sort of mid-level Wednesday if you need it. Like,
whatever time he needs, man. We can be there.
Okay, he said next week.
Okay. Let's schedule for next week.
I mean, just the fact that he even messaged me that many times to come on, like, all right,
We'll get him next week, and well, actually, whenever he wants, you know.
We'll go through the comment. No,
Andrew, it's not that I'm drunk. It's that my knife is, dude, I'm not kidding you. Like, it is that dull. Like, I promise you, I wouldn't cut
That's
myself.
a nice knife too.
It was.
Riyadh's not cheap.
No, I mean, it still looks great. I mean, it's not scratched. I've just used it a lot. Like, it's just one of those deals. I want somebody to sharpen it for me.
I mean, your wife kind of took the reins on that with the thoughts, right? Media manager.
Oh yeah, she's the boss.
Kyle sent me a pic of the American flag patch on the bottom left.
Is it my bottom left or is it
Probably right directly behind you.
this one?
I think that's I got that same one from Pete.
Well, Vince said, Kyle, send me a pic of the American flag patch on the bottom left,
But I don't know to y'all what my bottom left is. So
Okay, that one, the one with the night vision there.
let's see. We'll go up. Oh, hold on.
Tris, we were just talking shit, dude. We were kidding. We weren't. It was a joke, man. So, what knives did you get recently?
Dude, I don't want to talk about it. FedEx isn't shipping, man. Something's going on with FedEx where they're not shipping anything.
I don't want to be conceited, but I'm gonna say it's probably the motherfucking Texas and Northwest. Let's see, North and East ice storm. But
I guess their hub's in Tennessee, right?
which is under ice.
Okay, so that's probably why. Because the knife I just ordered is stuck in Los Angeles. The guy shipped it within minutes after I ordered it.
Or did he print a shipping label?
No, but he printed shipping label, but it went to FedEx immediately.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
so FedEx has been holding it hostage since Tuesday.
He said, so, but I mean, Tennessee was under ice like what, Wednesday?
Yeah. So that's probably why they can't go to the hub and distribute. Dude, that's crazy. You know how many packages were shipped out in the last 5 days that has not moved?
Yep.
That's going to be an insane. That's going to be worse than Christmas.
Dude, I do, because we learned what my wife will correct me, but 2-3 days ago that our USPS lady,
Yeah.
she lives in our fucking neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And she said she made a post today that our mail from 3 days ago has finally delivered.
Yeah, it's got to be worse than Christmas because of this insane backup.
Yeah, I mean it's completely fucked.
I I probably won't see. I'm hoping I get to see that knife sometime next week.
I don't want to be a dick, but I'm kind of glad that this whole debacle down here has affected people up north, because aside from you checking in on me, nobody else has messaged me. Like,
Mhm.
just some cold fucking rednecks down there getting their fucking dirt wet. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, do you got anything else? What do you want to do?
I don't have much else. I got nothing going on. It's been pretty. I mean, you guys had an eventful week. I didn't have much of a eventful week.
I mean, eventful in the sense of just kind of like trying to survive. I wish we had better stories.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
if I came through the garage door when I was ready, that would have been it.
I don't think you'd be here explaining anything right now.
I think I would have been out of jail by now.
Well, that you probably can't talk about it.
I guess it depends on who you ask, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. So I have a high dollar patch sitting in San Antonio. Well, if it helps you, Vince, I think 6 people died freezing temps. So
Yeah.
sorry to be a bell skill, buddy. All right. So tomorrow you have hockey, yeah?
Yeah. Unless you want to do it earlier or later. I doubt you want to do it later because when I get out of hockey, I probably won't be able to get on till 9:30. So that's 10:30 your time.
No, let me talk to Mike and see. Maybe we could do it earlier.
Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I'll text you, buddy. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yep. And make sure you follow us on YouTube because we're going to slowly fade away from Facebook.
Yes, Facebook is going away. We cannot keep depending on them.
Yeah. As far as how slow, probably pretty soon. Pretty immediate. We're going to stop using Facebook.
Yeah, like within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, YouTube or die.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Thank y'all.